up. This is part 2 of the videos. In this video, we shall solve more challenging problems. Okay? So, as usual, it is recommended that you view the part 1. It is highly recommended that you view the part 1. And you also view the video playlist on factoring because we are going to use it. Okay? Let's get started to solve more problems. Question 7. We have a CD plus 2D plus 3C plus 6 all over CD plus 2D plus 4C plus 8. So we look at the numerator, we can factor by grouping. Okay, that's number 2 over there. And we also look at the denominator, we can also factor by grouping. We factor by grouping and then we factor by GCF. So with factoring by grouping, I like doing my empirical method, but you can do it horizontal method. So I have CD plus 2D and I have 3C plus 6. So the GCF here is D. What is remaining? C plus 2. GCF here is 3. And what is remaining? C plus 2. So I have C plus 2 times D plus 3. Okay, that's the numerator. The denominator, I have CD plus 2D, and I have 4C plus 8. GCF here is D. What is remaining? C plus 2. GCF here is 4. What is remaining? C plus 2. So I have C plus 2 times D plus 4. So this becomes what? This becomes C plus 2 times D plus 3 all over C plus 2 times D plus 4. So this will cross out and my answer will be D plus 3 over D plus 4. This becomes my answer. Okay, that's question 7. Question 8, I have negative 6g cubed minus 21g squared plus 12g all over negative 18g cubed minus 42g squared plus 120g. Okay, so we talked about this. If it has a leading negative, you have to factor out the negative first. And then we also said that it will be easier if we factor by GCF first. If we can factor by GCF first, then we do that. Okay, let's start with the numerator. We are factoring by GCF. It has a leading negative, so we go ahead and factor out the negative. And then 6, 21, 12. What will be the GCF for 6, 21, and 12? That will give us a 2 won't work because 2 cannot divide 21. 3, okay. 4, no. 4 cannot divide 6. 4 cannot divide 12. 4 cannot divide 21. 5, no. 6 cannot divide 21. Okay. So the GCF here is 3. Okay. Then for the numbers is 3. Now for the G we have G cubed, G squared, G. GCF is G. Negative divided by negative is positive. 6 divided by 3 is 2. G cubed divided by G is G squared. Then negative divided by negative is positive. 21 divided by 3, 7. G squared divided by G, G. Positive divided by negative is negative. 12 divided by 3 is 4. G divided by G is 1. Okay? All over, the denominator has a leading negative. We factor out the negative. 1842, 120. Okay, 1842, 120. So, 2 cannot be it because it's a common factor, but that's not the greatest common factor. Okay, if we look at 3, 3 can be, but that's probably not the greatest. What of 6? 6, okay. 6, 7, 8, 8 cannot work, 9 will not work, 10 will not work, 11. We keep on doing till we reach 18. And once we reach 18 and can't find anyone, then that's it. 11 will not work, 12 will not work, 13, no, 14, no, 15, no, 16, no, 17, no, 18. 18 will not even work because of 42. So the highest we could go so far is 6. Okay? That's how you kind of find it mentally. Then g cubed g squared g is g. Negative divided by negative, positive. 18 divided by 6 is 3. G cubed divided by g is g squared. Negative divided by negative, positive. 42 divided by 6, 7. G squared divided by g, g. Positive divided by negative, negative. 120 divided by 6 is 20. G divided by g, 1. Okay? Now, negative will divide negative to give you positive. 3 into 3 is 1, 3 into 6 is 2. G divide g, that's gone. Okay? So what we got here, we have 1 times. Now, this is a factoring quadratic trinomial. Okay? So 2g squared times negative 4 is negative 8g squared. 1 and negative 8 will not work. But negative 1 and 8 will work. So this is 2g squared negative g plus 8g minus 4. All over 2, 3g squared times negative 20 is negative 60 g squared. 1 and negative 60, no. Negative 60, negative 1 and 60, no. 2 and negative 30, no. Negative 2 and 30, no. 3 and negative 20, no. Negative 3 and 20, no. 4 and negative 15, no. Negative 4 and 15, no. 5 and negative 12, no. Negative 5 and 12, yes. So this is 3g squared minus 5g plus 12g minus 20. Okay, so let's, I like doing my vertical method. So I start with the numerator, 2g squared minus g, 8g minus 4. So here this is g, and we have 2g minus 1. Here this is 4, GCF is 4, and we have 2g minus 1. Okay, so what we got here, we have 2g minus 1 times g plus 4. That is for the numerator. What of the denominator? Denominator, we have a 3g squared minus 5g, and then we have 12g minus 20. Here this is g, what is remaining? 3g minus 5, and here this is a 4 can go, and what is remaining? 3g minus 5. So what we got here, 3g minus 5 times g plus 4. Okay, folks, what do we have now? So this will now be 1 times that will give us that anyway. So this is 2g minus 1, 2g minus 1 times g plus 4, all over 2 times 3g minus 5 times g plus 4. Right? So g plus 4 divides g plus 4. That is 1. So we now have 2g minus 1 over 2 times 3g minus 5. And this becomes yours. That's it. You just have to do this step by step, and it's not difficult. It's not. Okay? Now let's do question 9. Question 9. I'm trying to solve, varieties so that you can understand it when we do varieties. And please, remember what I asked of you. Before I do any question, pause the video, try to do it yourself, then you play. Question 9. 27x to the 4th minus x all over 6x cubed plus 10x squared minus 4x. Alright, so what do we do first? Let's look at the numerator. We first of all factor by GCF. right? And the same thing applies to the denominator. So what is the GCF for the numerator? GCF is x. What is remaining? 27x cubed minus 1. All over the denominator, the GCF is x. What is remaining? 6x squared plus 10x minus 4. Actually, what is the GCF in the denominator, actually? Okay? What is GCF? That is 2x. 2x. You want to work with simple numbers. Okay? This is 2x. What is remaining? 3x squared plus 5x minus 2. Alright. So our x will cross out x. That's for sure. So what we got here? 1. If you like to write 1. Now, this is what? Difference of 2 cubes. Difference of 2 cubes. So let's find what will be our x and what will be our y. Here we have 27x cubed minus 1. And of course, view the video I did on that. So this is a 3 cubed. Okay, 3 times 3, 9 times 3, 27. 3 cubed x cubed minus 1 cubed. So this is 3x all cubed minus 1 cubed. So our x will be 3x and our y will be 1. Alright. So what we got here, 1 times anything will give us that thing. Okay, so let's leave it. Let's leave out 1. So this will be x is 3x minus 1. Then x squared will be 3x all squared plus 3x times 1. Okay? Plus 1 all squared. Are you with me? X is 3x in this case, and then our y is 1. So wherever we see x, we put 3x. And wherever we see y, we put 1. Now, all over 2, this 2 is this 2. Okay? Let's fix this. This is factoring quadratic trinomial. Factoring quadratic trinomial. So 3x squared times negative 2 is negative 6x squared. 1 and negative 6 will not work, but negative 1 and 6 will work. So this is 3x squared, negative x plus 6x minus 2. Alright, so this becomes, the numerator, this becomes 3x minus 1 times 9x squared plus 3x plus 1. Over 2, this 2 is this 2. Now, we have been doing a vertical method. So let's do horizontal method in this case. Okay, this is what is the GCF there? X, 3x minus 1 plus, this is 2, 3x minus 1. Okay, so let's finish this stuff. What we're gonna get? We now have 3x minus 1 times 9x squared plus 3x plus 1 all over 2. Now we can make out that 3x minus 1 times x plus 2. Right? That is it, right? So this will cross out this, and our answer will be 9x squared plus 3x plus 1 all over 2 times x plus 2. And this becomes your answer. That becomes your answer. All right, let's do the next one. Question 10. We have 6p4 minus 11p squared plus 4 all over 2p4 plus 17p squared minus 9. Okay, this is the number 7, quartic trinomials. Quartic trinomials. Please view the video I did on that. Quartic trinomials. Okay, so what we got now, we still do it the same way. So let's start with, the numerator is quartic trinomial, the denominator is quartic trinomial. So we do it the same way. 6p4 times 4 is 24p4. Okay, let's see what will work. 1 and 24, no. -1, -24, no. 2 and 12, no. -2, -12, no. 3 and 8, no. -3, -8, yes. So this is a 6p4 minus 3p squared minus 8p squared plus 4. All over. This one, 2p4 times -9 is -18p4. 1 and -18, no. -1 and 18, yes. So this is 2p4 minus p squared plus 18p squared minus 9. Okay, let's do empirical method. Numerator, 6p4 minus 3p squared minus 8p squared plus 4. So this will give us what? 3p squared. This is 2p squared minus 1. Okay? And then this one is -4, because you have to factor out the negative. It has the leading negative, so you factor out the negative. -8p squared divided by -4 is 2p squared. Plus 4 divided by -4 is -1. Okay? So what we got now? We have 2p squared minus 1 times 3p squared minus 4. Right? Then we do the denominator. We have 2p4 minus p squared, and we have 18p squared minus 9. We don't have any leading negative, so that's fine. What do we have here? P squared is the GCF. What is remaining? 2p squared minus 1. What of here? 9 is the GCF. 2p squared minus 1. So what we got now, we have 2p squared minus 1, then p squared plus 9. Okay, let's finish this up. What we got? We now have 2p squared minus 1 times 3p squared minus 4 all over 2p squared minus 1 times p squared plus 9. So this will cross out. What is remaining? 3p squared minus 4 over p squared plus 9. I know some of you might be thinking, can't you do this difference of two squares? 3 is not a perfect square, so let's just don't worry about it. 3 is not a perfect square. Yeah. If 3 was, then we will finish it up. And then this is sum of two squares, which will not work. Okay? If you view my videos on difference of two squares, you will understand. It's not gonna work. Sum of two squares now. All right, question 11. We are getting there. We are getting there. Question 11, we have 3 plus x minus 2x squared over 2 plus x minus x squared. Now, remember when we did a factoring quadratic trinomial, we said that the first thing you need to do is to make sure that it is arranged in general form. Okay? You make sure it is arranged in general form. Ax squared plus bx plus c. Yeah. So we better arrange these first. Let's arrange both of them. The numerator and the denominator, they are not arranged. We've got to arrange it first. So this is -2x squared plus x plus 3 all over -x squared plus x plus 2. Okay, so we have done that. I didn't add my own signs, no. They are still with their signs. Now the next thing we have to do is that they are leading negatives. Okay, this guy is a leading negative. This guy is a leading negative. So we have to factor out the negatives. Okay, so this is -1, -2x squared divided by -1 is 2x squared, plus x divided by -1 is -x, 3 divided by -1 is -3. All over -1, and this will be x squared minus x minus 2. Okay? So negative 1 cancels negative 1. Is out. So we are now left with quadratic trinomial, quadratic trinomial. Let's factor it. For the numerator, 2x squared times negative 3 is negative 6x squared. 1 and negative 5, 1 and negative 6 will not work. Negative 1 and 6 will not work. 2 and negative 3 will work. So this is 2x squared, 2 and negative 3. So if we don't want to deal with leading negatives, we'll just say negative 3 and 2. Negative 3x plus 2x minus 3. Okay? All over. Here, negative 2x squared. 1 and negative 2 will work. Okay? If you don't want to deal with leading negatives, this is x squared, 1 and negative 2. Negative 2x plus x minus 2. Okay, so if we look at this now, we can easily, if we decide to do it, if we decide to do it in horizontal method, let's do this one with horizontal method. So this will give us what? X, and we have 2x minus 3. Plus 1, 2x minus 3. All over, that will give us x, x minus 2. Plus 1, x minus 2. This is horizontal method. Okay, some folks will still say, why don't I do this with vertical method? This is with vertical method. If you have 2x squared minus 3x, and then you have 2x minus 3. I want to show you something here. Okay, you got this, x, 2x minus 3. Now, with this now, there is nothing. This is very important I'm doing this. Some students come and they don't know what to do here anymore because they cannot factor by GCF. Well, if you cannot factor by GCF, what is a factor of everything? What? What is a factor of everything in this book? 1. So if you don't see any common factor, what is the common factor? Okay? Don't come and leave your stuff like this and you get confused. No. Put 1. So this is 1, 2x minus 3. Okay? So you now have 2x minus 3 and then x plus 1. Okay? Then if you do it, the denominator, you have x squared minus 2x and you have x minus 2. Here x is common, x minus 2. The same thing here. 1 is common, 1, x minus 2. So you have x minus 2 times x plus 1. Alright, so what do you got now? You have 2x minus 3 times x plus 1 all over x minus 2 times x plus 1. X plus 1 will cancel out, and you now have, this will be equal to 2x minus 3 all over x minus 2. And this becomes your answer. Alright, let's go to question 12, last but not the least, until we call it a night. Question 12. P squared minus q minus 1 all squared over q minus 1 all squared minus p squared. Okay, please, I want you to look at this carefully. I will do this two ways, okay? Because some of you will say, Mr. C, you can work this out by difference of 2 squares. And I'm going to do that, okay? Because it's difference of 2 squares. But before we do, I will do it two ways. But if you look at it carefully, we can easily tell the answer. Let me ask you this question. If you have something like, if you have 2 minus 3, and then here you have a 3 minus 2. Okay? What will be the answer here? 2 minus 3 is what? Negative 1, and this is what? 1. So the answer will be negative 1. Whenever you have something like 2, 3, okay, and the next one is 3, 2, and they are still minus, the answer will give you negative 1, period. If you have x minus y, and the other one is y minus x. You will see this. If you look at y minus x, right? Y minus x is the same thing as saying negative 1 x minus y. That is the same thing as saying negative 1 times x minus y. Because negative 1 times x minus y gives you negative x plus y, which is y minus x. So, it's like the other way around, but you just have to put negative 1. So this is like saying x minus y over negative 1 x minus y. That is like saying that. Okay, then x minus y will cross out, and you have 1 over negative 1, which is negative 1. Or this is like saying, negative 1 y minus x, then over y minus x. Because negative 1 times y minus x will give you negative y plus x, which is x minus y. So this is, now you cross out, this is negative 1 over 1, which is negative 1. So if you look at this, we're looking at p squared, and this is q minus 1 all squared. And on the denominator, it reverses q minus 1 all squared minus p squared. This is just negative 1. Simple. Okay. You don't get this method, okay. Let us do it difference of 2 squares. Okay? Let's do it with the second method, so that you see. So if we do it with the second method, in this case, our x is p squared, our x is p, and our y is q minus 1. In the first case, if you look at this one, p squared minus q minus 1 all squared, x squared minus y squared, this means that our x is p, and our y is q minus 1. Okay? First case, that's the numerator. Then the denominator, if you have q minus 1 all squared minus p squared, this means that our x is q minus 1 and our y is p. Alright folks, let's deal with it. So this becomes x plus y, p plus q minus 1. I'm going to put this as an entity first, okay? Times p minus q minus 1 all over q minus 1, I put it as an entity, plus p times q minus 1 minus p. Alright, so let me open up the parentheses. This will now give me p plus q minus 1 times p minus q plus 1 all over q minus 1 plus p times q minus 1 minus p. Okay? So this is like saying p plus q minus 1, you know that, right? This is p plus q minus 1 times p minus q plus 1 all over, this is like saying p plus q minus 1 times, this is now what? Negative p, negative q, negative p plus q minus 1. Okay? That's because p comes before q. So let's get it in order, okay? So this crosses out that. I didn't cross, okay? I didn't cross. So this cancels this. So let's finish this. Let's deal with this guy. So now, remember what we said, okay? Remember what we said, that we have p minus q plus 1 over minus p plus q minus 1. So we say factor out the negative if it's a leading negative. So this is what? This gives us p minus q plus 1 all over, factor out the negative, negative 1. Negative p divided by negative 1 is p. Q divided by negative 1, negative q. Negative 1 divided by negative 1 plus 1. We have this plus 1. And we have 1 divided by negative 1. That is negative 1. This becomes the answer.